Dropping Gems, time for change Tuesdays. I know that y'all was waiting for me, but you know I had to be on the radio with DJ Flavor Flav, not Flavor Flav, DJ Flav. So I had to be on the radio with DJ Flav, and that was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed working with him asking me some personal questions on top of business questions, which was pretty out of the wazoo for me. Y'all know I be about my business, so it's always business perspective, clinician perspective of business. So I was a little like, oh, okay, let me tell a little secrets about Tanya. How about that? So please check, if you have not checked my interview out, please go to www.wkysdc.com, okay? And you could check out the interview, and you know, you could comment on it or what have you. I will be posting it on stage on my stuff, so just so you know. So I've really enjoyed that. The biggest thing is celebration of Time for Change's birthday. As you know, we already celebrated, but y'all know I'm extra. So we already celebrated, and we're hitting into March, but the gala is in March. So I wanted to make sure that Time for Change birthday hit. We enjoyed it. We talked about it. We did whatever it is that we needed to do. And then thereafter, we're going to party. Yes, we're going to party. It is a charity gala. You can go to www.timeforchange-tfc.com if you want to donate to Time for Change. If you cannot make it, you can still donate to Time for Change. It is a foundation, and we provide free education for individuals in healthcare trades as of right now. If you want to know more about what Time for Change is growing into, I advise you to please come purchase a ticket to the gala, so that way you can learn more information about what we are doing in the community and what we're going to continue to do in the community and what we're growing into. So I am so happy to have you here, my change agents. As you know, I was talking about that mental control last time, right? And when I was talking about that mental control, it was very important for us to really, really see how we're thinking about things when we're leading other individuals, okay? And how we're influencing other people when we're doing things or instructing. And so today's topic, right, is about fundraising with integrity. So, you know, as we are coming up on the gala and the charity event, you know, it's very important for individuals to know exactly what you're giving back to, what the foundation is really about, and what you're giving back to. And remember, a long time ago in Droppin Gems show, I talked about the elevator speech, right? So I talked about how you have to be able to give your pitch within 15, seconds, sometimes less, right? So it's very, very important for you to understand that this is what you need to be able to do, especially as a nonprofit leader, because you're soliciting for donations and doing fundraising and all that good stuff all the time. All right. So I want to make sure that I segue into that. So it's a couple of things that I mentioned that you need to follow up with is going to www.wkysdc.com if you want to listen to my interview that aired on March the 1st at 6 a.m. in the morning. You can listen to it at any time. It's going to be there. You can also see me because it's me and him interviewing, him meaning DJ Flav. All right, so we're recapping on that. And then if you haven't watched any of the Droppin Gems episodes, and we're here on episode 30, please go back and watch the episodes, because the gems that I am dropping now are overlapping one at a time. And then I'm like putting some little spurts in and expanding upon some things that we already talked about and we learned about in the past. All right. And then I also want you to remember that the gala is coming up. It is March 13th. And if you want to come, please come purchase a ticket, and or and or no RSVP, just donate to us. We are a foundation eradicating crime and homelessness by way of employment. All of the funds and proceeds go directly to the event and to the students. If you purchase a ticket, it goes directly to the event. If you purchase a ticket plus you donate, it goes to the foundation, and we are supporting individuals with free education this year. And we would love for you to be a part of that. We are also developing our employment services program. Our employment services program has everything to do with working with individuals, whether it be from different departments that we have contracts with or different shelters that we go into to build relationships and rapport, to actually build the social economic status of individuals who are chronically homeless. So these are some of the things that we do. We also have a psychotherapy department. We support vets, from chronically homeless vets all the way up into individuals who are in the CIA and the FBI or what have you. We are providing psychotherapy services and mental health services in every realm. Because I'm a vocational rehabilitation counselor, we are doing employment assistant programs, and that is with every individual that we work with. Our psychotherapy department spans from ages 11 all the way to 85. So there's no limit into the services that we provide to individuals who are vulnerable, right? And are trauma informed. We are looking for you if you need our support and our services, okay? I am Tanya Ridley. I'm the CEO, but I'm also the founder and lead clinician here at Time for Change. Yes, I actually do work with clients, and my staff work with clients. Every single person in my agency works with individuals. All right. Now, I don't know how long that spiel was. I think it was about 4 minutes. But I want you to be mindful that all of those things is to I'm giving you a blueprint of a time for change, right? And what it looks like for me to pitch, and what it looks like for me to sell to you what exactly you need to know when your money is going, where your pennies is going when you put it in the piggy bank, okay? A lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people who know me from the outside, they probably be like, oh, well, she's the only owner of Time for Change, and this money is going to her. It's not. It's going to all of the services that we provide. And I think I talked about that in Droppin Gems as well early on, when it came down to the accounting and it came down to the audits and all of those things. I cannot do anything with the money but give it back to the people. So there you have my Time for Change spiel. And I want you to keep in mind, if you want to come to the gala and party with me in person, please purchase the tickets. All right. So back to fundraising with integrity. As you can see, I'm being very transparent. I'm being very honest. I'm being very boisterous about my company, right? So here we go. All right. Y'all been waiting for me. I know. We skipped a week. Y'all been waiting for me. All right. So we want to dive into fundraising activities that build and develop trust, fundraising techniques, okay? And for a long time, y'all, I didn't fundraise. So it's been 10 years. So this is the first charity gala event that I'm doing. I'm not a pro at fundraising, but I will give you the clinician's perspective of what it is that I have been doing and what I've been trying to do. All right. So you want to make sure that you're building long-lasting relationships with your donors. So in this realm of this charity gala, I want to make sure that I'm building the relationships with the individuals that really donated to my foundation. Moving forward, I'm going to be developing relationships and maintaining the actual relationship that we have developed here for our workers. So we named certain donations to magnify, to support. We have a supporter, we have a champion, we have an ally, we have those different things so that individuals could feel connected to their donation and status, because Time for Change is going to give them a status so that we could build a relationship behind that, which is very, very important. Okay. So being truthful, transparent, and accountable for the actual donation itself and what it is that the person is getting. So you have to be very, very transparent. Every donor that it has donated to Time for Change knows that it goes directly into the services and goes directly into the school and operations. It's very important for them to know that, because when I stand before them, no matter what I have on, or no matter what I look like, or no matter how my hair is done, or no matter what my nails is, or if I have on a ring, they understand that their dollar is going right back into the company and it's not going into me. I get paid a salary. So I have a cap. So the most I'm getting is maybe 10%, right? From each donation that might come, if I get that, okay? Because we suck dry. Nonprofits spend down to the dollar. So every time a person donates to us, it's rotating right back out into the community, okay? But it's important for me to deliver that message so that individuals know that, all right? So it's about making your donors feel very confident and comfortable. So I wanted just to take the time to discuss a little bit how unethical fundraising practices can backfire, right? So leading to loss of trust, and it could like damage the organization's reputation, like for eternity. So if individuals don't see anything from their donations, right, and you are consistently soliciting for money, even down to soliciting for contracts, soliciting for grants, because those are funders as well. Your non-restricted funds are your funders, but those individuals that's pouring into your company, they are funders as well. So if you don't do what you say you're going to do with the money, then it's kind of ruining the reputation. It's no different from if I say I'm going to train 10 people, right? So I'm going to train 10 people. I'm going to make sure that these 10 people get trained, they get certified, they get a job or whatever, and I'm only delivering 2. Then the reputation of the organization, and nobody is going to trust to give me money anymore. It is a reason why I receive government contracts, government grants, because everyone's trusting to fund my agency, okay? And that has a lot to do with the reputation. It doesn't, I would like to think that it would have something to do with me, but, your reputation speaks before you. So a lot of times when I go into buildings, they be like, oh, that's Time for Change, but the students have already told them, like, I really like going to Time for Change. This was so great. I love this opportunity. I got a job, 2 days later after I did the school and I passed the test, 30 days later. Like, I'm so excited that I went to Time for Change. These individuals have these experiences and they speak on these experiences. These are the things that's building out this reputation and also building out the trust in the donors to continue to donate to you. All right. People want to support organizations that they trust. All right. So it's not about getting a one-time donation, but about creating a long-lasting partnership for the community. So all of the individuals that I'm getting together in the gala, this is going to be the first 10-year gala. This is going to be the first gala charity event, but this is going to be the first onset of Time for Change, building partnerships and building potential donors to continue to donate into the foundation that we have built. Now, remember when a long time ago we was talking about in Droppin Gems how you have to have the CEO and the chief of board, and remember how I was like, I'm both, but then I have to have this role where I separate. And this is where you're separating, right? Because you have to be able to be the chair of the board and be the person to step out and fundraise and be the person that people could trust that the agency is going to run well, right? Remember I said I'm working myself out of my job, right? So I want to be able to just do this and solicit the donations and build the trust and relationships and look back at the agency and say, this is still running the same way how it needs to run, the same way how I left it. That's very important because it builds up that trust. All right. You have to be clear, honest, and communication is essential. So the ongoing communication to your actual donors and to your actual people and funders is so important. If they're emailing you or they're communicating to you, you have to contact them back. All right, you have to contact them back, because you have to make sure that they are actually talking to a person. They are working with a person. And if it's not you and you have staff, they have to be able to articulate well, and they have to be able to say, hey, this is what's going on. All right. So let's say that you're raising like money for a school building. Let's say that the donor know how much you want to make sure that you let them know how much is going into the construction costs, the materials, and the other costs, right? A big expense for Time for Change is the actual lease. Now, we are leased up in a church, but sometimes money is funny. Sometimes money is tight. The one thing that I have to maintain my operational license is the actual space itself. All of the equipment and everything in there. Shout out to my church that always covenant me, right? When the government funds are not exactly aligned with the payment structure that they have set up, right? They are considered a donor when they give me a break, because those are some operational costs that I need, but they can't be my biggest donor. I still got a reputation to keep with them, right? So I have individuals that I have to ask for that money to pay for non-restrictive things that's around me that is an operational cost, even down to the insurance. I pay thousands of dollars in insurance, right? But I don't even run some of my trades sometimes. So if I don't run some of my trades sometimes, that's a cost, that's an influx, because I can't let go of the insurance, because then I lose to be able to operate it. Yeah. So the idea is making sure that your donors are versed in these things, right? So hosting like meetings, charity galas, or hosting just like a dinner or special type of meeting, so that individuals can understand Time for Change on an operational level, right? Because they're going to be looking and wondering, like, where would this go? Where would this go? We want to make sure that we build that meeting, that repertoire with these individuals, so that they are fully aware of where their dollar is going. Transparency fosters trust. So being flat out saying, look, I can't even pay the lease. I can't even pay the lease. I can't even pay the insurance for pharmacy tech. It's the added trade. Nobody's funding it. It's there. I have to keep paying for it to be covered, but we can't even operate it, right? Is this what you want, right? That's when the board member says, is this what you want? Does the community want this trade? Because that's how I started all my trades anyway, was to ask what the community wanted. Nursing started because the hospital was closing in my local area, and I wanted to put the certified nursing assistants inside of the hospital, like how I used to do Candy Striper. And that way I knew that I would be a part of saving that actual hospital. Now, they moved me to a different location by the time the school was founded and started up, but the idea and the concept was still the same. All right? And I told that story so that people could trust me. People connect with stories, not just numbers. So when you're fundraising and you're soliciting, you need to understand that the stories of what you have done, the numbers of people that you have helped, right? The cost of certain things, yes. But the story behind all of the steps that it took to get that person to whatever the goal is. For us, it's employment. For us, it's to, be trauma informed in such a way that you're healthy, you're mentally healthy, and to work in the community and have a meaningful activity. So we value that, right? But we have to instill or find other people that value that. So you just donate into something, but do you value what we do? Because if you value that we go into the homeless shelters and find people and build out social economic status for individuals by providing them a trade and free education so they won't have to go or have that economic hardship, if you value that, you would donate to our foundation. If you value mental health and vets, you will donate to our organization, right? So those types of things, making sure that you're very concrete. Yeah. You have to engage your community. Sorry, y'all. You have to engage your community. So you have to be sure, right, that the people that are around you or around your agency is able to benefit from the actual foundation or benefit from what it is that you're doing in the community. I have so many people that their aunts go to my school, their cousins go to my school, their daughters go to my school, their sons go to my school, just the list goes on. It's always like a connecting tree. Like someone from this point connected to this point told this person and said that to this person and did this to that person, right? And said time for change. Time for change, time for change, time for change. You could go to this school, it's right here. You could go to this school, it's right here. You go to school, it's right here. That's why we're in Ward 8. But I have to also find the Ward 8 people willing to donate to a foundation that's right in their backyard. Right? Right in their backyard. Sometimes they don't even know. So we have to scream at the top of our lungs to make sure that we're invested into the community. Sometimes we just walk around and put flyers on doors, pass out little trinkets so that individuals know, like, this time for change is right here in your backyard. Keep it here. We want it to be here, right? Consider us when you're donating. Consider us. All right? So you also have local businesses that surround you. You have local things that surround you that might want to sponsor where you are as well. So that's why it's a benefit of knocking on doors, talking to people, going to the local shelters, talking to your council member, talking to different people that can support you, talking to your ANC commissioner. And I'm naming these things in DC because that's where we're at. We're in the DC community. So just making sure that we're putting that out there. You always want to make sure that your approach is respectful, but of course, I know I'm talking to change agents who know that they have to be respectful to their donors. If that ain't like not a gem, because that is something that you already should know if you watched this for that long. All right. So let's talk about avoiding common fundraiser pitfalls. All right. So if you exaggerate or skew your statistics, it can damage your what? You got it. Reputation. Reputation. It can destroy it, okay? If you say that your organization provides 100% of donations directly to the cause, make sure that's true. Make sure that that's true. Nobody wants to be donating and then see their money split amongst other expenses. So make sure that the donations is going directly to that. Make sure that you have a way to provide that to your donors. Okay? Shout out to my accountant girl because she's about to do that. Make sure that you show exactly where the coin is going to go. All right? And find a way how to do it. Maybe in the letter. Maybe you want to show them in a chart. When you generate monthly emails, this is where your donation went this month. different things like that. But don't exaggerate. That's a pitfall. So respecting donor privacy, never, ever, ever give a donor's details without confirming that they want to be known for that. Okay? And it's important to not overwhelm donors. So don't overask. You said that this was a donation event. You said that it was a charity event. You said that you can purchase a ticket and or you can donate, or you could purchase a ticket and add a donation to it. You've already said it. All right? I said it at the beginning of the show. But do you want to overask and just keep asking? No, it has to be a dance. You have to have a strategic, I'm going to ask this week. I'm going to ask this day of the month. I'm going to remind the donors of this need, right? Reminding them of needs versus saying, can you give, can you give, can you give, can you give, can you give? Either they can or they can't. We like when they can. We like when they can. The best practices for long-term success, you gotta thank the donors regularly. You gotta, every time you get a chance, you have to thank them. You have to get if you're so high up and you're the CEO and you have other staff, you have got to get your staff to generate responses, and you have got to sign these documents, sending it off, because those donors are super, super, super important to your agency and to your fundraising efforts. Okay? Super important. Super important. All right. Let me see. So please note that anything handwritten, anything with the actual signature of the CEO, anything that is an actual gift that is unique, elite, and different from the rest, right, is a good thing to have and to do for donors. I won't tell you anything that I'm doing in my charity gala, but, you know, if you come, you'll find out. But, yeah, you know, you think of little things to do so that way it's a memorable experience for them to donate to you as well. All right. So, making sure that you are accountable. So, always provide donors with reports on where their money is going. Showing them the impact of their donation is key to keeping them engaged. We just talked about that, okay? And that's a gem. That's a gem. So a quarterly or annual report, just like how I just was saying, you know, I'm about to start developing this, because it's very important for them to actually see where the dollars is being spent and where they are going. Evaluate and improve. So I'm having this big event. I'm having a charity gala, and this is my first time. I'm super excited, but now I have to reflect, but right after the event, because I have to see, like, what was some of the things I could have done to do this better? What are some of the nuances and, you know, right turns, left turns, or whatever that I could have taken to raise more funds? What is it, right? So making sure that we're evaluating. We talked about that. We're going to talk more about that, actually. But what am I doing? What did I do? And how could it have been better? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? All right. Making sure that you are always evaluating and improving as you go. All right. So today we discussed the importance of fundraising and integrity. All right. Your transparency, your storytelling, being very ethical with the information that you're given from your donor, not selling your donor's information to anyone, building a repertoire to dealing with the individuals, right? a dance, so to speak. Like, what is it going to look like after the fact? Developing a chart so that individuals could see where exactly the money is going to. Making sure that you're very transparent and honest about where the money is going to. And transparent and honest about your needs. Your needs, not your needs, but your company's needs. The time for changes needs. Whatever the needs are, be transparent with it, because people will write you off, but like, what does that look like for them? What are they doing? How are they changing? How are they eradicating crime and homelessness by way of employment? How are they doing that? All right. So, yes. So I want to make sure that you have all of that, right? Because fundraising is very important. Fundraising is what I've realized I haven't done in 10 years. This is a big difference, and you're doing this with me. This is a big change for Time for Change, because we've always just tried to rely on governmental funders, fee for service for the services that we provide, and just private funders, and private funders meaning other organizations that will partner up with us. We have never done this before, but making sure that, it wasn't that I didn't study it and I don't know how to do it. It's just didn't have the opportunity to do so. I've been in the weeds. I've been the CEO. I got to be the chief of board, right, Jim? We talked about that. So I can't, I'm in both roles, but that is the difference, right? So now I'm speaking to you as the chair of the board, that these are the fundraising techniques and the different things that you can do with the most highest integrity that you can have. So there you have that. And that's coming from the chief of the board. Now, from the CEO, we just gonna sit here and we gonna make enough money until we gonna make sure we swimming. We gonna operate. Everybody gonna get paid every 2 weeks. We gonna make sure that we doing what we need to do. Chief of board, let me tell you a story about what Time for Change has done, right? Let me let you know how many individuals we have serviced and we have helped. Let me tell you how many students have passed through my program. Let me tell you my high percentage rate of people that are in employment, okay? People that are in employment because of us. Let me tell you the percentage of individuals who are in healthcare trades because of us. All right? These are, and because of us, meaning because of Time for Change. Time for Change is a foundation that deserves to be donated into because of the work that we're doing right in your backyard, in your community. Chief of board, CEO. Chief of board, CEO. Very, very, very similar positions, but very different in that fundraiser realm. And a lot of CEOs are walking around and they're doing both, such as me. But if you have the opportunity to be the storyteller, to walk and to build these relationships outside, because you're not working all the time, build those relationships. Do what it is that you need to do, because that is building the foundation for fundraising. Fundraising is a full-time job. It's a full-time job. You could have an event, but it's a full-time job. I got 4 people right now under me working on the charity gala and the different things that we need to do, and who's going to send out this email, who's going to do this, who's going to create the flyer, who's going to promote it, who's going to talk to the employers on the outside that didn't reply, who's going to the hospital, who's doing this, who's doing that. Full-time job. Full-time job. I actually cannot wait until we have the celebration because it will be over for this year. But I, as the CEO, shouldn't be saying it's over, because it ain't over. Because what I just say, that you have to reflect and improve. And you also have to build the relationships ongoing and keep it moving ongoing so that individuals could feel compelled to donate to your agency again and again and again. And then I have to scope out where the money and the dollar is actually going. So I have to work with the accountant to make sure that we are sending this stuff out. This is where your money is going. I would like to thank you for your time. Droppin' Gems, Time for Change Tuesdays, every other Tuesday at 6 p.m. Unless otherwise, please follow me at Time for Change Consult, all right, on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you at the charity event if you're able to come. And if you're not able to come, please just click on the link and say no RSVP and donate. I would love your donation to be dedicated to eradicating crime and homelessness by way of employment here at Time for Change. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for celebrating Time for Change's birthday with me last month. And I look forward to telling you all about the gala. In any event, you all have a wonderful day.